Now, in my last video, you might want to check this video out where I'm talking about the habits and traits of the most successful real estate agents. I mentioned the importance of embracing uncertainty because, again, uncertainty is the nature of the beast in this business. There's so much uncertainty. So much is outside of our control. And I think that a lot of times that can make the work feel harder than it actually is in the moment. Now, in terms of being a real estate agent, a lot of times, right, like overwhelmingly, we are 100% commission professionals, right? Meaning, on average, we'll work with a client for 8 to 12 weeks before we ever see a penny for that work. This can become really difficult when we have very demanding clients, or if we get almost to the finish line and the escrow falls through, or if we thought we had a sure thing with a buyer and they walk into an open house and buy with some other agent. That uncertainty can become really difficult, and it can make us resentful of a lot of the activities that require us to operate our business, like doing showings, writing offers, doing our follow-up. This is why this habit is so impactful. This trait, this mindset is so impactful for successful agents. They acknowledge the fact that there is a factor of uncertainty in this industry, and they focus on what they can control anyway. Now, this is why in the Market Authority Academy, for example, we spend so much time understanding a couple of different things. Monitoring your metrics is one of the most important things that you can be doing in your business, because when you are just sick of the daily grind, which no shame, I've been there. If you're just sick of the daily grind and you're wondering when the results will come, the answer is in the metrics. Now, if you're monitoring the right numbers, like your conversion ratios, the number of leads you're generating, the amount you're investing per lead source, and most importantly, the maturation rate of your lead sources. Yes, you have to know how many days on average it takes you to get a prospect to close. When you understand these numbers, it almost becomes fun because you're like a little scientist and you're able to forecast where your business is heading and make small pivots that get you exactly where you want to go. A lot of times in real estate, we assume that it's so unpredictable, and some of the agents out there who are just crushing it just got lucky, right? And sure, there are some agents who are so lucky it's unfair. I know them personally, and I secretly resent them. Just kidding, I don't. I love them, but it is really hard when there are other agents out there who just fall into an amazing relationship that sends them tons of leads. I mean, sometimes that happens, but overwhelmingly, agents who are successful, they create their own luck. And they create their own luck by focusing on what they can control, like monitoring the right metrics, sticking through their follow-up, and doing the things that are going to be revenue-producing activities. Now, the second thing I would encourage you to do as you're trying to decide whether or not this industry is still right for you is think about how many wins you've been celebrating recently. This is something I'm really, really bad at. I am the worst at celebrating wins, big or small, right? We could have just an absolute smash out of a month, close 6 figures in GCI, and be like on top of the world. And I'm like, okay, what about next month? I don't take a second to take a step back, acknowledge all of that hard work that we just went through, and really celebrate that win. And so this happens every single day where you have opportunities to celebrate your win and pat yourself on the back. So did you wake up and have a good morning routine? Did you make that really hard call? Did you land that appointment? Did you finish all of the prospecting activities that you wanted to finish, right? It doesn't have to be big or small, but it does have to happen every single day where you are taking a moment to acknowledge the wins, feel a sense of pride and gratitude in that, because how else are you going to have the energy and motivation to continue moving? Now, there are a couple of tricks that I've learned around this that I've found really helpful. Number one that I learned from a mentor of mine is the hero list, right? So make a list, a running list. You can keep this in a notepad on your phone or in a Google Docs or just in a draft email in your inbox of all of the really cool, hard things that you have accomplished. So if social media is really tough for you, but you wanted to make it happen. And you got on that Instagram profile, you dialed it in, you created incredible posts to share, and you were consistent with it for a couple of days. That in itself is a huge hurdle, especially for someone like me who's an introvert. Like, that kind of stuff is really challenging for me. I mean, I know it might not seem like that because I'm on this side of the lens of the camera right now, but like, all of this is really hard for me. This is something that you can take a moment for. Find those things that are really hard for you and write that down on a list, because you accomplished something hard that was outside of your comfort zone, and you deserve a moment to acknowledge that. Now, this way you can always kind of refer back to that, and if you're feeling a little down in the dumps and just questioning your purpose in this industry, remember all of the things that you've done to get to this point and celebrate that. Thank you so much for watching this quick win series here on our YouTube channel. Of course, any resources or additional videos mentioned during this quick win are linked below in the caption, so check that out. And if you have not yet, be sure to hit subscribe to this channel and hit that bell notification icon to be notified every time we're dropping other quick wins just like this.